Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. So this is another lecture of our Java programming playlist, and in previous lectures we have completed up to class creation. So we will be starting off with very important one in Java, tokens of Java. So let's begin with tokens of Java. Tokens are the basic and smallest unit of Java programming. There are 6 types of tokens in Java. Those are keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, separators, and comments. So let's go through them one by one. I will explain everything in simple and clear way. So stay with me till the end. Now we will be starting off with keywords. Keywords are the predefined words and we can call it as reserved words also. Keywords are compiler aware words. We can say that those are compiler aware words. And those has its own meaning. They are predefined, no? Those are already defined by the developers, so we can't modify and we can't change their names, and we can't use them as an identifiers. Keep those things in your mind. As of now, just remember keywords are the predefined words, and we have 53 keywords, and also more than that also are available in Java. As of now, just keep 53 are the important keywords you have to remember. See this flowchart, observe here carefully. Reserved words are classified into 2 types, again keywords and reserved words. In reserved literals, we have 3 types: true, false, null, unused keywords, used keywords, and everything. Okay. I have provided list everything. So these are the 8 primitive data types we have in Java, and these are the reserved words for flow control, modifiers for exception handling, class related, object related keywords. So keep everything in your mind. That's it. Now I hope you got it. Let's move on to the next one. Variable. Sorry, identifiers. Any name. Mainly identifiers are used for identification purpose only. So any name we can given to these components. We can call these 6 as components. Any name given to these components of Java or the members of the components is also known as identifiers. Is also known as identifier. Keep it in our mind. It may be a class name or interface name, method name, variable name, enum or package, whatever the name we are giving, no, any name we are giving to these components, we call those as identifiers. We have some of the rules to define Java identifiers. Let's move to the rule number 1. The allowed characters in Java identifiers are lowercase, uppercase, 0 to 9. Coming to special characters, except these 2 characters, those are dollar and underscore. Except these 2 characters, other special characters are not allowed to define Java identifiers. So keep the first rule in your mind. Now moving to rule number 2. If you are using any other character, you will get compile time error. See, I provided below examples. T, total underscore number underscore. See the first rule. What is the first rule? Allowed characters. Underscore is a special character, even though it is allowed to define identifier. See here, observe here, underscore is there, right? And we have everything in lowercase letters. Is it valid in Java? Yes, it is valid in Java. Now moving to example 2. See, the first character is T and everything in lowercase letters. Is it allowed? Yes. Lowercase letters and uppercase letters are allowed. Hash. We have only 2 types of special characters are allowed in Java. One is underscore and dollar. Except others are not allowed. Hash. Is it allowed in Java? No. It is not valid. Hash here. So invalid identifier. We call that as invalid identifier. Now we are moving to rule number 3. Identifiers are not allowed to start with digit. We can start with these things, but these are the allowed characters. But we can't start with 0 to 9. Not allowed to start with digit. A, B, C. Yes, that is valid. For digit, it is not allowed. You may get, can I start with underscore? Yes, that is also possible. Can I start with the identifier using dollar? Yes, that is except 0 to 9. We can start an identifier with these things, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, underscore, dollar, and everything. We can start with, everything, but we can't start with a number. Keep it in your mind. Coming to rule number 4. Java identifiers are case sensitive. Case sensitive in the sense, see, everything is in lowercase letter. Every here, one is uppercase and remaining are lowercase letters. And everything in uppercase letter. Both combined lowercase and uppercase letter. Everything are case. Differentiate with case, right? Differentiate with case. So, identifiers are case sensitive. That is the best example here. Now, we are moving to rule number 5. Is there any length for Java identifiers? No, there is no length limit for defining a Java identifier. But even though it is not recommended to take more than 15 length, it is not recommended to take more than 15 length. But there is no limit for Java identifier. Keep this. This is the important point. Keep this in our mind. Now, rule number 6. We can't use reserved word as identifier. What are the reserved words? See, these are all the reserved words. We can't use these reserved words as identifiers. See here, int is a keyword, right? Reserved word. What if? If is also a keyword. Can I use if as an identifier? No. If is a keyword, we can't use that as identifier. So I am getting invalid. Now, rule number 7. All predefined Java class names and interface name we can use as identifiers. Suppose coming to in Java, we have string is the class name. Can I use class name as identifier? See here, I'm using identifier as string. Can I use it? Yes, we can use string as an identifier. That is also applicable in Java. We will get output as whenever we are printing string, no, we will get output as string. But is it recommended? Is it recommended to use? Is it good programming practice in Java? No, it is not good programming practice. See, keep this note in your mind. Even though it is legal to use class name and interface names as identifier, but it is not a good programming practice. If you use string is the class name, right? If you use that as, you won't get confused where which one is the class name and which one is the identifier name. You may get confused. Compiler won't confuse, but you may get confused. Which one is the class name and which one is the identifier name? For that, it is not recommended to use string as a class, string as an identifier because it is a class name. It is not a good programming practice. Coming to interface names. Runnable, we can say runnable is the example of one of the interface names. Can we use that interface name as identifier? No, we can't use that interface name as identifier. Keep everything in your mind. See, let's observe this. See this example. Let's clearly observe how many identifiers are present in this example. Let's find it. Demo is the class name, right? It is also, class name is also comes under as identifier. Demo is one of the identifier. Now, main is the method, right? It is also one of the identifier. Now, string is the class name, right? That is also one of the identifier. Arg is the variable. That is also one of the identifier. X is the variable name. That is also one of the identifier. Now, in these examples, we have 5 identifiers are there. Demo, main, string, args, X. In these examples, there are 5 identifiers are present. I hope you got it. Let's move on to the next one. Conventions. Conventions. We can say that conventions are the culture of the programmers, and also we can say that those are industry standards. And I can say one thing: there are no strict rules, but following them make you code very clean and professional. If you are using, if you are whenever you are giving no class name and interface name, at that time you should recommend to use upper camel case. See here example demo, lower camel case, right? Demo. It is not a good programming practice to give class name as lower case letters, lower camel case letters. That is not valid. See demo, it is in uppercase. It should start with uppercase letter only. Whenever you are giving class name and interface name, that time it should start with uppercase letter only. That is the valid thing in Java. Now see here, we can also use digits also, no problem. But it should start with uppercase D. Demo. This one is not valid in Java. This one is valid thing. See here, demo. Upper camel case, right? The demo is the one word and class is the another word. Whenever you are using class, no, that time also you should recommend to use upper camel case. So, demo class. This is the valid one. See here, it is not recommended to use, but there are no strict rules, but following them makes you code very clear and more profession. Keep it in your mind. Same like this also only. Whenever you are giving variable names and method names, you should follow lower camel case. You should follow lower camel case letter. Lower camel case. So here I am using demo. Starts with lower case, right? This is valid to use variable name and method name. And demo capital, right? Upper camel case. That is not valid. This is valid for class and interface. Whenever you are giving name to the class and interface, no, that time it is valid. For variables and methods, it is not valid. Demo class. D starts with upper camel case. Is it valid to declare variable name and method names? No, that is not valid. This is also not valid. Demo class. This is also not valid. See here, demo class. This is the valid one, lower camel case letter. This is the valid one to declare variables and methods. Keep these conventions in your mind whenever you are defining class name, interface name, variable names, and method names. Now, next move to literals. I hope you got it up to conventions. Now we are moving with literals. Literals. Literals are the data. Literals are the data or value given by the programmer in a program. Literals are the data or value given by the programmer in a program. We have number literals, character literals, string literals, boolean literals. Now, number literals, we have integer and whole numbers. For character means only single character, right? Yeah. It should be enclosed with single quotations. Whenever it is enclosed in a single quotations, and its length should be only one. Length should be only 1 byte. That we can call it as a character. That we can call it as a character. Anything can be enclosed in a single quotations. We call it as character, and its length should be only one, not exceeds more than one. Now moving to string literals. String literals in the sense anything can be. It may be a digit, character, alphanumeric, whatever it may be. Anything can be enclosed in double quotations. We call those things as string. Observe here, A I am using only single character I am using A. It is enclosed in double quotations. That is comes under string. And here I am using digits. Here I am using only one digit. Space is also considered as a string. Whenever you are using double quotations, no, that is also considered as a string. Even dot. comma, and everything, whatever it may be. If you enclose that thing in double quotations, that comes under a string literal. These are the example of string. String length may varies from whatever it may be, 1, 0 to infinity. We can call that as a string literal. Now we are moving for moving Boolean literals. We have only two Boolean values. One is true, another one is false. That's it. Now moving to separators. Separators are used to separate the program or logic. It just used for separation purpose only. See, these are the examples. Parenthesis, open parenthesis, closed parenthesis, open flower base, closed flower base, exclamatory, sorry, semicolon, comma, everything. These are the separators. Now, last one is comments. Mainly, comments are used to provide an additional information to the program. We have two types of comments in Java. One is single line comments, another one is multi-line comments. Single line comments are represented by using double slash, double forward slash, sorry, double forward slash, backslash, and multi-line comments are represented in slash, star, whatever the thing we want to mention, no, mention here, then star slash. These are the single line comments. These are the multi-line comments rules. Now, I hope you guys understood up to here. Now we are left with operators only. Now we are left with operators. If you really understood everything, please drop a comment. I understood in the comment section so that I get that belief that you guys are understanding everything. I get that motivation that I come back and record these videos. So please do consider and dropping the comment. I understood. If you are new to our channel, please do consider subscribing to us. If you haven't checked out Play Java playlist, please go and check out.